Okay, then. So, first of all, many thanks for attending us. Many thanks for your time and for answering these questions that I'm going to ask you. Doro, I'm going to start with the first question. It's about your music. The music of Doro sounds like a beautiful mix between hard rock and heavy metal, sounds of the 70s, like a large dose of range and a great passion for music. And the punch of Doro. So, what are your musical influences?
Bueno, las influencias que tengo son realmente del heavy de los 80, porque yo provengo de esa época, y también del hard rock de los 70, como el de Zeppelin y ese tipo de bandas. O eso es lo que creo, ya veremos lo que dice la rubiaza esta al respecto, pero vamos. ¿Quieres hacerme otra pregunta para probar y miramos?
Yes, thank you, Doro. Actually, what is the difference between the music of Warlock and Doro music?
Bueno, no creo que haya mucha diferencia, simplemente la otra vez era con banda y ahora pues tengo una banda que no se llama Warlock y canto yo igual que cantaba entonces, ya está, pues eso. Yo creo que con esto ya podemos probar a ver qué tal se escucha, ¿te parece bien?
Okay, thank you very much and thanks for your time. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Okay, so Doro, many thanks for your time and many thanks for talk to us in this interview for Histéricas Grabaciones. I'm gonna ask you some questions. And first of all, we would like to know about the music of Doro. This music sounds like a beautiful mix between hard rock and heavy metal. It sounds like the 70s, and it seems there is a great passion for music. So, what are your musical influences, Doro?
My musical influences are actually, I was highly influenced by the British wave of heavy metal, by Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Saxon, Motorhead, and then later on I loved Metallica, Megadeth, Wasp. My first concert I've ever visited was Whitesnake, and yeah, and I was a big Dio fan, and I still am, and yeah, and I toured with many of the great bands, which was actually unbelievable. It was a dream come true. My first tour was actually with Judas Priest in 1986, and that was my first time in Spain, and it was so awesome. And ever since, you know, the relationship between the fans and me in Spain, that is like out of this world. That is super special, and that was the reason why in the song Deep Inside My Heart Immer on the Trans and Agony album there was the first Spanish sentence in, because I was so they are so touched by it. Like when we were on tour with Judas Priest, we were actually the support band back then, but man, the fans were so great, so passionate. It was so wonderful. And then my second tour was actually with Ronnie James Dio in '87. So I could definitely say I learned from the best, and yeah, and when I was about 3 years old, I fell in love with music, and I always wanted to become a singer, always wanted to have a band. And then when I was 15, I started my first band, and then ever since it's only music, and you know, and it's great, and I love music so much. It's most important thing in the world for me, and the fans. That's something what it's like, you know, that's what makes me, that's what's inspiring me every day and motivating me every day. And I love the fans. I mean, yeah, till the day I die, that will never ever change. And actually every year, even when we tour, when we have another record, it's like it gets more and more intense, and gets more deep, and it's fantastic, fantastical.
Wow, it sounds great. And what about the music you do, the music you play? What's the difference between the music of Warlock and Doro music?
I think it's hard to explain. I think every record was different. I think the first record, Burning the Witches, was totally different from the True Steel album, and the Triumph and Agony album is, I think, is one of our best records. It was totally different from the Hellbound album. I think every record stands on its own. It's sometimes a mirror of the time as well. And I think this new one, Raise Your Fist, I think definitely reminds me on the Triumph and Agony album. I think it has a great mix of like great songs, great anthems, great old school metal songs, like almost speed metal songs. For example, the song Revenge or Little Headbanger or Take No Prisoner. I think it reminds me a little bit on the Judas Priest times, in the 80s, and it has some very nice ballads, which I always think soulful, really dark, melodic songs. I love that too. But I think this album definitely, is definitely a strong one and has a great mix, and it's maybe a little bit more back to the roots, but still sounds fresh and new, and I think. I think it will be probably really good. I've never played the songs live, so I can't say. The only song we played live was Raise Your Fist in the Air, and that was always great. It felt like our next Oh We Are, which Oh We Are is always our highlight song, but Raise Your Fist in the Air, that was the only song we played from this record, and it got great feedback, so I can't wait actually to start the tour and to see the fans live and to play and hear them sing, and I think it will be really great.
Okay. And more in detail concerning to your last album, why have you titled Raise Your Fist to your last album? What are the differences in this CD in comparison to the previous albums from Doro?
I think I wanted to have a high energy, positive album, and Raise Your Fist in the Air, the song is like a song to rebel and to fight against all the unfair situations in this life. And when you feel like, you're like, people, they want to put you down, just then raise your fist in the air and, and fight. So I think it sounds like a really good metal title, but it has like actually a really good positive message to give you good positive energy and good metal power. And I think it's tough in this day and age. I think the times are really difficult, so I definitely want to have an album which empowers the people, which gives you great feelings, great energy, and it's totally metal. So
Okay, it sounds very positive actually. And do you have any surprises or any alternative plans for this 2012-2013 tour? Could you anticipate anything to us? Or do you have any plans about a new disc?
in 2013 we are planning actually the big 30th anniversary, and I want to celebrate one time in Wacken. So we are trying to put on a great show with great guests, and then 2 times in Germany, in my hometown Düsseldorf. Next year in December, it will be I think the 6th and the 7th of December. The venue is not 100% yet. I want to make a great venue where where I know it's awesome, and it will be 2 nights. So I will definitely plan on doing that, and then we do like all year round, like all the festivals, more touring, like going to South America, Russia, Scandinavia, and and then we have 2 cruise ships actually. Probably you heard about like the 70,000 tons of metal. That's the big cruise ship tour with 2,000 metal fans, and that starts actually in January in Florida, and it goes then to the Caribbean islands, I think, and then we start after this cruise. We start America tour, and we do the same stuff in May in Europe. It starts in Hamburg, goes to Paris, London, and that's called the Full Metal Cruise. So there are lots of exciting things to play, and but a new disc. I probably want to record the 30th anniversary celebrations, and maybe doing a DVD or maybe CD from it, but but since the record now just came out 2 weeks ago, the Raise Your Fist, it's too early to say. I don't even think of a new album yet, and definitely concentrating on touring, festivals, and the 30th anniversary.
Okay, that's it. It sounds really, really great. And what's your best memory about the music?
The best memories is like yeah, making friends with like great people, like all my heroes. I had the great chance to meet them, to work with them, to go on tour together. For example, the first Judas Priest tour was unforgettable, and touring with Ronnie James Dio, unbelievable. And actually, the song "Hero" on this new album, Ways of His, that is to honor and to give thanks to Ronnie and. That was actually the first song which we wrote for this album because Ronnie James Dio meant so much to me, and that's actually the best part to meet people you love, and Ronnie, he was one of my dearest friends, and he was so sweet, so nice. It's such it's so heartbreaking that he's not anymore with us here. And I think he was definitely one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life. And and doing duets with great people is like, it's a highlight in my life. I think it's a highlight on each album. On this album, the duet with Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead, the song It Still Hurts. It was so great to record in the studio and to talk to Lemmy, and we are friends for many, many years. And and then my first time working with Gene Simmons, I was a big Kiss fan, and there was a dream come true. In 1989, we worked together on this record. It was just titled Doro. So I would definitely say the highlight in my life is like meeting the greatest, musicians, singers, and then even, like becoming friends. That's like, that's the best. It means so much, and then doing all the great festivals and concerts and meeting every day the great fans, the magical moments, and actually every day is a highlight when I'm on tour, when I can, play new cities, new places, and, or even when I play the same city, 20 times, it's always a big challenge every day. I treat it like it could be the last concert, so I always give it my all. And then even, it's a great honor to play in front of people and to make people happy and to give them something what they maybe say, it's, important, or, it's meaningful. Sometimes the fans, we always talk before or after the shows, and I say, the music helped me to overcome, something very dramatic, maybe a divorce or maybe somebody leaving or somebody dying. So when I talk to the fans and when I hear that the music really means something to them, that's to me like that's why I always get highly motivated to always go on and give it my best, and so actually.
Okay. And just to finish, I have some short questions that we would like to ask you. Could you tell us about a book?
My favorite book is it's called The Power, and The Power is her name is Rhonda Byrne. Rhonda Byrne. Check it out maybe in the internet again. I don't know how you spell it, but the title is The Power. And she wrote another book. Her first book was called The Secret. And these two books I love so much. And the girl's name is, I think, Rhonda Byrne, with Rhonda, and then Byrne, Byrne. So The Power is it's definitely my favorite book right now. Yeah.
Okay. And what about the movie?
Uh, Midnight Express. It's a hardcore movie where it was actually a couple. They were going to Turkey, and then the guy was like smuggling some marijuana, and then he went to jail in Turkey, and actually he stayed there, I guess, 20 years, and then he escaped eventually. But it was such a hardcore movie, and and actually the guy, it was a true story, and the guy, he lived right in my neighborhood in Long Island in New York. But it's it's heavy. The movie is definitely not like a feel-good movie. It's very traumatic, very dramatic, but and it's from the 80s, but I still get so much out of it. But it's definitely nothing, it's not a romantic movie or not like a feel-good movie. It's hardcore, but I love it.
Okay. And could you tell us about a song?
My favorite song? Oh God. Oh, let's say "The Last in Line" by Ronnie James Dio. And I love Ronnie's music, and I love every song, but this one I think I love the most. Yeah.
Okay. And an album?
An album, Kiss Alive 2. That was actually my first album, which I fell in love with, and I think I heard it 100,000 times, and I still love it.
Okay. And what about a group or soloist?
Let me kill Mr. of Motorhead. He's totally my idol and one of my best friends.
Okay. So this is it. Thank you very much, Doro, for your time. And